So I just finished working with my horse, and I've been working on helping him let go of his thought when he's tracking right, because he really has a hard time like thinking out, or to the left or to the rail. He really always wants to think, feel like you're driving him anytime you ask him to go out. And so I've been trying to clean up my own signals and my own intention there, that I don't need him to gallop off, that I would like him to just go out. And he really cannot just believe that all he needs to do is walk around that rail. I mean, he's really stuck there. And I posted a little Instagram video where I was like, I don't know. I really hung in there in a couple spots where, man, it's hard. It's hard to hang in there because there's a part of me that isn't sure that I'm doing it right or correct or whatever. And also because there's a couple things that you could do that might make him actually feel like he's being driven off, which is hard because I don't want him, I'm trying to get him to feel like he's not being driven. So I have to be really careful that I'm not driving him. Although as I'm saying that, I am realizing that one thing I might have to think about is maybe he does need to come through those moments when I'm not driving him, but he thinks that I am, in order to understand that he's not actually be driven around. That could get ugly. I really don't want him to get hurt. This round pin has a hard spot in it. It's really easy to slip and fall. And he has actually slipped and fallen in here for a different reason. Actually, I think he's fallen here twice the last 5 years. So anyway, I made this Instagram post that was like, I sure was trying. I don't know if I made any progress, but I was sure trying. And one thing I noticed today, I guess one thing I was talking about in my last video was, I saw his tongue out more, just like rolling around his tongue and really loosening his jaw more than I've ever seen him do before. He's gonna roll right now, which actually I'm totally cool with. Because he's just let down so much. So that was interesting. I'm like, I think he was thinking like really hard, which is an improvement, because normally he would just like not think and run instead. And then I think also what I was just thinking was a little different today is that even though he still wanted to rush off, it wasn't as bad as it could be. Even though he definitely had some worry in him, it wasn't his first, or maybe it was his first thought, but he was able to have other thoughts. And he was just a lot softer about it. He definitely was kind of mad at me a couple times. He has a pretty strong opinion about me kind of blocking his thought of running off or coming more into the middle of the round pin. But he did let that go. So, but here's the thing I'm thinking about. It's so hard to find the words to articulate it. Is I just can't. I keep thinking it's really all about getting him to let go of his thought, his idea that he has to run off, or his idea that he has to stick so close to the center of the pin that way. It doesn't, to a certain extent, I do think it's about his shoulder, but it kind of doesn't matter that it's about his shoulder unless I can use that to help. The better he feels about his shoulder, the better he's going to feel about letting go of his thought this way. But even understanding that this is really about him letting go of thinking to the inside and thinking that he has to run away. Getting him to do that is harder. However, it does help me think about this in a different... Oh, hello, he's come to join me. Hello, he just rolled. It does help me think. He took a little lap and now he's back. Maybe he's done. It does help me think about it in a little different way in terms of like the progress that we make, because it's not, if I think about it as being about him learning to let go of his thoughts, it becomes not so much as a big he's still standing here. He's so funny. He's a funny horse. All that boldness can be your best friend and your worst enemy, and sometimes within the same 2-minute time period. Now he's itching. So the point being is thinking about it in terms of helping him learn to change his thought. Helps me think about, okay, it's not so much that I need to be worried about, am I making progress on the mechanical issue? It's that I need to be thinking about, am I making progress? Quiet. Am I making progress on the mind issue? Because that's where I'm going to see a difference. And even though I've been saying that out loud for a while now, sometimes in the training I'm still not as deep with that thought as I could really get. I'm still a little bit more focused on the mechanical part, even like it's like I'm thinking about it as it's about the thought, but I'm still like, oh, I gotta get you to think to the outside and see. That's still, in some way, that's still like a mechanical thing, is, oh, I need him to go out there. And it's really more that I need to be focused on helping him let go of his thoughts. And the more he can do that, the better off he's going to be. It's not about his licking me. It's not about whether or not he can walk, trot, and canter both ways comfortably around the round pen. That would be nice, but it's about being able to help him get control of his thoughts and being able to direct those thoughts. I think he's ready to go back to his stall.